Hey guys, welcome back. Wow, what a bounce we're having today. Long term, look at this bounce. Up 1100 today. We got 10 minutes left in the market. That's crazy. Yep, that's why you can't get crazy on the red days. Not to say today's just gonna keep going up. GME is the biggest puller in the count right now, up 646 on that one. Corsair is up a lot. Corsair is looking good. Finally. I don't know. I don't want it to trick me though. I want to look at that. Sorry if you hear that little vacuum running around. It's sorry, making noise. Look at GME, man. So basically, this thing just got so oversold. And with earnings, you'll have, or any sort of event or news catalyst, you'll have reactions and overreactions. Zip Trader said it best. Every action is an overreaction. So what that means is basically if it's bad, it's an overreaction. If it's good, it's an overreaction. So you'll get a huge sell-off or a huge spike, but that's an overreaction, then it settles down somewhere. So as crazy as it sounds, GME's kind of moving somewhat normal here. Maybe it wouldn't be the next day. But yeah, I mean, that kind of, it had such a violent sell-off yesterday. And manipulation, whatever it was, I think it's kind of rebounding some from that, and it's kind of trying to hold the 180 moving average here. So it dipped below it, but it's kind of trying to hold that, it looks like. And if you heard yesterday's video, I said it might try and hold the support at 120, because we've got some pretty good support in that range. And I said if it goes below that, there's a lot of support down to like 90s, like a lot of different supports, and then it goes below like 86, that's our last support before like in the 40s. So looks like it held that 120. Crazy run today, up 55%. I'm not like really day trading this, swing trading it, although I probably should be. With 50% swings, there's a lot of money to be made. It's funny because I stop and think like, why didn't I mean, I see what's going on here, why didn't I just like day trade it? But I've got enough exposure to it, so I'm not thinking I should just day trade some, but whatever. Anyways, so yeah, I was kind of like, initially on this bounce, I was like, okay, this, not a dead cat bounce, but this is kind of a correction bounce, basically a reaction to the overreaction that we were seeing. So not to get too excited about it, because it could be, you know, dead cat bounce, a bull trap, whatever you want to call it, and kind of still trending down. So I'm still, I mean, it's, as it goes on, it's looking more and more bullish, but yeah, so basically it did the bounce, it sets up a nice bull flag, so that's bullish, and then it's also kind of trying to hold the 180 moving average, as you can see, which is this line right here. But I mean, that happens where they'll bounce there and then they'll kind of keep coming down, you know, like it kind of like it did here even. So it's kind of hard to say. I'd like to say tomorrow's going to be another 50% up day. Again, it's hard to say. I don't know, because the stock moves irregular, as you know. So we were kind of coming up right here, right in this, at this nice little consolidation up here around the 160, and then Ryan Cohen tweeted right here, and I can show you that at 256 he tweeted this. Ryan Cohen's tweets still hold a lot of weight. DFE's tweeting too much, I think, for it to hype people up, but this just gets people excited. I don't know. So 256, that was right. Let's see, for 256, like right here. So he's good with the charts too, because it was just at the end of consolidation, and no, but it kind of ran up here right around that tweet. So it's looking good. I mean, it's broken new highs. It's got a bull flag going on. I wouldn't get super crazy about it right now. I think it could come back to this like 120 range. It might not. It might hold this 180 moving average through tomorrow. I do think it needs to consolidate though more. I don't think it'll just, typically stocks don't just have a V. And I say typically very carefully, because this stock isn't typical. So, but typically they don't just sell off a bunch and then just immediately shoot back up. They sell off, they bounce, and then they come here and then they consolidate, or they'll bounce and then keep consolidating, then going down and keep going down, just depending on a lot of different factors. So this this could be just a bounce to the next consolidation where it'll kind of come back in this range and kind of trade between this, maybe the 120. I mean, unless we find other support, kind of this 120 range, and now it's 184, which is crazy. So maybe it'll bounce and kind of stay up in this range, consolidate between this 160 and 180, since this is the moving average right here. Or maybe it'll kind of keep grinding up tomorrow. I'm not sure. I don't think it'll be a big sell-off tomorrow. I think we'll definitely hold this 120 support. We might even hold this moving average support right here. Jazz is just so loud. Which would be good if we held that support. There. We got vacuums, I've got Jazz, we got just a mess going on. But yeah, it's running good. I've got contracts that I'm actually trying to sell out of some of them because I don't think it's going to be this bullish tomorrow. And I don't think it's going to hit 700 tomorrow either. So I've got these 690 contracts I'm trying to sell, but there's just a spread and it's like they're not really worth anything. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, this thing's going good. We'll see what happens in the after hours. I mean, this will help with the options that are in the money for Friday. This is maybe kind of creating a little gamma squeeze, honestly. I mean, the gamma goes both ways, so it'll accentuate a sell-off and it'll accentuate a buy back, a bull run. I don't know. Accentuate it either way. So maybe we're kind of seeing that. It's crazy though, because when we had this big drop, I have extended hours off, by the way. I usually have them on, but I kind of want to go back and forth because sometimes I'm misreading the charts because extended hours really does change things with the moving averages and what's going on after hours. So I just have it off right now. But yeah, it's crazy. We're back to this range of this like 186 before we had big sell-off and another big sell-off. This all happened in one day. Oh, crazy. This gamma squeeze, it's good. I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked at the call to put ratio or what are in the money, but this much movement does. I mean, market makers are having to hedge going up for sure by buying shares. If you looked at, let's see, let me just show you. So he just keeps tweeting. I love his cat tweets though, they're pretty sick. It's a roller coaster. I retweeted one of his tweets. So Wall Street Bets, I found this this is basically on who gives this data out? On FINRA. They released this, I guess. I don't know if they always do, probably, but these are basically over-the-counter shares. So the dark pool that you hear about, or shares that aren't traded on the market. So I don't think they have to follow SEC and DTCC regulations necessarily, and that's kind of where the shadiness comes in play, where they'll short attack, and it just gets real shady in here. So Citadel, 252 million shares and 2.5 million trades, and this was March 1st, so you can decipher that how you want to. This is all on GameStop, by the way. So yeah, that's that. And meanwhile, GME is running. Market just closed, holding support good, looks nice. I want to talk about SLGG quickly. I actually bought back into this. Remember I said I made the shares free before, and then if I want to do another run, I'll just buy in and then make them free again. I don't know how that works, but basically here they are. So I bought back in, brought my average cost up from 670 to 750, and I think my cost on it was like 480. So basically I'll subtract 500 from this cost, so 700. I'll say 50 I have to get back. So when I close this position, I want 750 back, and whatever is remaining are my free shares. So I was kind of hesitant with SLGG. It seemed too quick to have a bounce, and so that's why I didn't buy in earlier, because I saw it was running nice, and then I saw it on this dip and I was like, I wasn't too convinced till the last hour or so, and it had this big green candle above the 9. So now I'm thinking it did this is a bounce off this support back here, and it's still in bullish, at least the moving average, and then the MACD is crossed over. So I was like, this could be good. So we'll see. Tomorrow will probably be a little red because it did run up 16% today. But I'm hoping for a run past this 1120 mark, and then we'll make the shares even more free. No, we'll just have more free shares. On the daily, it's not quite as good. I mean, it's still bullish as far as the MACD looks. RSI is not bad. It could kind of look like it's bouncing off the 9 moving average here. Might be kind of consolidating in this range too. I don't know. The daily doesn't speak to me too much. What else did we do? Well, I mean, our long term's going crazy. We sold that call on RKT yesterday. That's good. KT still is struggling today. It's like trying to find a bottom. We'll see. Hopefully it has a little bit of a bounce because we've got this put credit spread on RKT. My margin call still on here, but I think that'll be closed out today because I closed 2 or 3 of the Corsair put credit spreads that have like 57 days left. These are up 26%, even though Corsair, I mean, it's come up today, but Corsair actually wasn't even moving up much, and these were still up some, just because the sentiment is that it's going to stay above 30. So as long as it stays above 30, this is like a nice little piggy bank almost. Like if I need capital, I can just sell off one of these, as long as it stays above 30, because these will just continue to gain value as long as it stays above 30 until the expiration of in 57 days. So kind of a cool way to do it with kind of a longer term put credit spreads, you know, over a month or so. Typically I've just done them in a week, and I like the week because it only takes up capital for a short amount of time, but doing them on a long-term basis is actually, it's cool in that sense, where it's like selling premium longer term, and then if it's going in your favor or not against you, you basically can draw on that piggy bank when you want the capital. So it's using your money and leveraging it with your time. I think that's spoken right. Anyways, yeah, Corsair went crazy today. So Rocket needs to close up 22.89. So yeah, it's a little sketchy. It's 22. Yeah, it needs to come up tomorrow. We'll see about that. But let's look at Corsair. I hope this isn't fake. Better not be a bull trap or false breakout. I mean, look at the swing this thing had today. Just huge drop off. It opened way down here this morning and just had a big run from 29.60 all the way up to 32. He hasn't moved like that in a long time, 7%. So it looks like it kind of found a support back here, right there, 29.85. And so now I'm just, if it can hold up this and kind of keep grinding a little bit, it'll be bullish. We need to cross over that 180 moving average, and that would be very good. So far, it's still kind of in a sketchy area though. On the daily chart, you can see this could just be coming back to the kind of the moving average a little bit, using that as resistance. I'm hoping not, but yeah. So I actually bought some more calls. I can't help but buy calls in this thing. I'm just scaling into the 60s, which is pretty far out of the money. It's like double where it's at right now, but I'm bullish. What can I say? I bought 4 more today. The average cost it's so low. It's so cheap. I had to buy more. So bringing my average cost down. Now I'm only down 66% on them. Cost basis is now $1. I was at like 180, I think, originally when I opened it up. But look at these things. They're 34 cents a piece. So makes me want to buy more. We'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow's, I don't know. I think this is probably yeah, I think this is probably a floor. I think we're going to probably start going crazy now. Taking long enough. Holy smokes. Let's see what else we do on here today. So Corsair, yeah, close that one credit spread. Bought that Rocket. Oh, bought another Rocket call. Yep. So Rocket I think kind of has a short squeeze. It's kind of a short squeeze candidate still, I believe. So I kind of wanted some more exposure. The Rocket premium's still kind of high for some reason. Maybe because I'm closer to the money, I'm not sure. But it's okay where it's at. It's at the support. Let's see, 22.47. So here's back when it was trading this range. So it's kind of broken through that 85. So it's kind of anywhere. I mean, there's supports in where it's at right now. So it'll either hold here or I don't know. There's a lot of different places it could find support in here. It's maybe a little premature on Rocket. I mean, on the daily, it's still looking bearish for sure. But hopefully that turns around. Yeah, it might. Let's see. Okay, and then we got, yeah, so we have We have the Affirm shares. Remember, those are actually still down today, 4.25%. I picked those up for a swing trade, long-term free share strat. And yeah, I just didn't. When I bought them, if you remember, I said I might be a little early on this, but I was kind of anticipating it. And that's what happens when you try and anticipate it. Sometimes you anticipate it, it goes the wrong way. So I was kind of thinking it's consolidating. MACD was starting to get nice, and I was like, it's about to cross over, it's about to go crazy, and no. So you have to wait on those a little bit. We also have Roblox on here, which ran up like crazy today. And this was another one that was I trying to? No, I didn't think I was necessarily early. I wasn't momentum trading this one. I was kind of trying to find a bottom, which sometimes will screw you. So our average cost is like 7. Better to really wait for confirmation of its trend reversing or bullish. That would have been today. Yeah, I'd say this is definitely bullish. Nice bull flag. 9 above or green candles above the 9 moving average. MACD's crossed over. So yeah, things looking solid. So it found the support down here. This was like IPO. So found that support and bounced off it pretty heavy. I'd say that one looks good. We'll make those free. I don't know. We'll see once how high they go. SLGG actually kept running after I bought it, which is nice. I kind of was hesitant to buy back in on something I've already made free because that, to me, that kind of goes against a little bit the strategy. But I want to try it anyways because I'm looking at a stock and it's going to go up. I need to be able to. I have too many rules that limit me from even making money. So, yep. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. Don't know what GameStop's gonna do tomorrow. You know, it's in a weird place. Could kind of game a squeeze on the upside. The DTCC, I was reading stuff about that today. They're investigating like SoftBank or something. Like, why aren't they investigating GME? And then cost, you've got all these other sympathy plays that are running up with GME. It's kind of crazy. Like it's crazy though. I still don't even quite get it. I'm thinking, okay, these are also shorted and maybe the longs are getting out to cover the short. I don't know. I really don't get the sympathy play, but it's happening because it's these same few stocks. Strange. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We will see you tomorrow. Make your money, happy money. And if you made it this far, comment SEC, do your job. We can put a little hashtag in there. All right, peace out.